ACT stands for Acceptance and Commitment Therapy, or Acceptance and Commitment Training. So it can be used for therapeutic reasons, or it could even be used in somewhere like the workplace. So let's get it down to its essence. What are the three elements? And if you break it down to A, C, and T, that could be an easy way of remembering it. So think of A as an accepting approach. So in ACT, it's about learning how to accept or be willing to accept our difficult thoughts and difficult emotions. What's been found in loads and loads of research is that when you try to avoid your difficult feelings, unhelpful feelings, then it actually makes it worse because if you're resisting it, and what you resist persists. So if you try to fight a difficult emotion or even a tricky thought, you find that that thought comes back to you even stronger. So learning the skill of being able to make peace with it and allowing it to be there is an important part of ACT. Another part of the A, or acceptance, is also about learning to step back from your thoughts and emotions. It's what's called the Transcendent Self or Observer Self. So it's not just about being your conceptualized self, not being just your ego, but learning to step back or step out from yourself is an important skill and part of being able to free yourself up from your thoughts and emotions that may be holding you back. Being present or being mindful is also an important part of the A and the acceptance. You can't accept something if you can't be present to it. And this mindful presence, it's important that it's flexible too. Sometimes you may need to be very focused, or sometimes your attention may need to be more open. This sense of flexibility, being able to move your attention from place to place is important. C stands for choosing values that feel right for you. So it's about committing to a meaningful life. In fact, ACT is not about trying to reduce your symptoms. So if you're using ACT for dealing with depression or anxiety or many other different challenges you may be facing, one of the unique things about ACT is that it's not about trying to reduce those symptoms. That becomes a very common side effect that it may reduce, but your focus is not on trying to reduce some negative experience. The focus is about trying to cultivate a meaningful life, and that's what you commit to. So ACT helps you to learn what your values are, what's truly in your heart, not something that your mind is saying or what you feel compelled to do because of other people tell you to do it, or what you think you should do because it's right, but what you really believe in, what in your heart do you stand for. And these values are not goals, they're not something you achieve, it's like a direction you go in. So imagine like a compass. If a compass is pointing north, in a sense you never get to north, but every day you take a step in that direction. And that's what ACT is about, stepping towards a more meaningful life through cultivating the values that you believe in. And finally, the T, you can think of that as standing for taking action. So committing to taking values-based action, cultivating habits which cultivate a life that helps you to live a more meaningful life. So this is ACT in a short period of time, in a nutshell, in essence, in fact. And it's about cultivating what is called psychological flexibility. So ACT is very much science-based, and it's not just been done on research in clinical settings, but also lab-based research. So a great depth of research there. And although people talk about it a lot now, as if it's a new therapy, it's actually been around for a few decades now. A couple of good books on it is Get Out of Your Mind and Into Your Life by Stephen Hayes, and also The Happiness Trap by Russ Harris. They're great books to start with if you're new to ACT and want to learn more about it. So in summary, ACT is a therapy or a training or an approach to coaching. It's about cultivating your psychological flexibility, and this is done by learning to accept, learning to step back from your thoughts, stepping back even from yourself, and being able to see from a different perspective what's going on. It's about learning to be present in a flexible kind of way, being clear about your values, and learning to commit to take action every day in line with your values. I hope that's been helpful. Bye for now.